Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew. There's a sneak peek at next week, episode number 592 for comics originally coming out September the 29th and the 30th, the last release week in September before. Drew, October is almost upon us. We are almost into Halloween, which means 2020 is almost over. Thank you, Lord. But Drew, before what happens next week and the end of that, we got all kinds of stuff happening in the world of comics, maybe even a little feedback.
Yeah, what else could go wrong in 2020? He said.
Don't say
he said
that.
stupidly.
I'm sure there's something.
We have from Jason, dear Drew and Kyle, any heat on this Ice Cream Man pandemic one shot because of the misspelling of coronavirus on the back of the book? Not yet. I don't think there's not usually much when for typos.
When they're all misspelled, it's not as big a deal as if only a few of them are misspelled. We found that out with another book that came out.
Yes. So, yeah, it'd have to be, something strange. Maybe like an upside-down page or the wrong page from a different comic the printer accidentally shoved in there or something. Something like that maybe would do something. But usually typos don't cause any issues. They, especially, there's so many of them nowadays. You see typos in not just Image books, but DC and Marvel.
Yeah. Had Image caught this, recalled it, told everybody to destroy them, then the ones that fell through the crack would have increased in price. But
exactly, that's exactly right. So yeah, that's how that works. Dustin says, "Hey, Walking Dead Deluxe has 5 covers for number 2 and 4 covers for number 3."
Didn't I? Didn't I?
You did.
Okay.
You did.
Just so we're clear.
I'm going to go broke if they keep that up.
Yeah.
But, holy smokes, I'm editing there. There are 37 covers for Eternals number 1 on the September pre-order list.
That was crazy,
37.
man. I know. I was going through like every artist you've thought of does 4 covers.
That's just nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are bundles where you can get them all, right?
And their ratio until the cows come home. You're 1 in 1,000, I'm sure.
Oh man, that's crazy. Let's see. Raggedy Joe says, "Hey, I'm a little late with my pods, so I thought you could have corrected yourself by now, but I haven't seen it or heard it. How do you not know that Seance is Claus's code name? Come on, Drew." And this is... What is this?
I'm glad he called you out and not me as well. I was a little not thinking in my Umbrella Academy. So this is dealing when we were talking about the Seance one-shot for Umbrella Academy and stuff, or the Seance series. If you're just watching the show, we've heard a little bit of thing about the kids and their actual code names, their quote-unquote superhero names. But we don't necessarily know them because we're more into the family dynamic in that. But, they all do have their superhero names. The Monocle, Space Boy, the Kraken, the Rumor, Seance, Number 5, the Horror, the White Violin kind of stuff. And, of course, Seance is Klaus because he talks to dead people. So, when they talked about Seance, that's actually Klaus that we actually do know as the tie-in from the thing. And we completely drop the bucket on that because we do that kind of thing all the time because we don't really plan ahead. We kind of wing the show.
Well, I can tell you why I didn't know because I haven't read Umbrella Academy, the comics. I own a few of them, but I haven't read them.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched any of either season of the show, which Kyle is on me to do because he said it's really good.
It's very good.
So that's why I didn't know because I am unaware of the property at all.
Wow. So, while I do appreciate the ire being shot at Drew, I'm the one that probably should have caught that and not missed it.
But I'll take it. I can take it.
There you go.
He goes on to expand his criticism,
critique,
positive or constructive feedback. I'll go with that. I'm gonna need you and your brother to stay true to your name. Your picks are always profit, never fun. So I'm going to need you guys to have 2 picks. 1 fun, 1 profit. And if that's too much, one gets to pick the profit and the other gets to pick the fun. Anything they want. Is that a deal? Deal? Keep pushing that weight. That's also from Joe. That's not a bad idea, really.
Uh-uh.
I don't hate it.
I'd like to think a lot of what I do is fun and profit.
I like. I mean, I try to. Yeah, I try to walk that fine line, but I probably lean to the profit side every time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've read
that.
a lot of good books. I haven't made a lot of money off a lot of books. So
Yeah. Well, I'll think about that. And maybe we'll test that in October. Well, in October, and see if that's the way we want to go. The only problem I can see logistically for me, as the guy who assembles the show, is I have to do 4 thumbnails in the posts about the show, and that's kind of a hassle and kind of clunky having 4 images instead of 2. But it's not a deal breaker.
Somehow I think it'll just end up being your 2 pics and mine will disappear.
Or we'll just go with our logo image.
There you go.
We'll stop doing thumbnails, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of a cool idea, and it is what we're nearing 600 episodes.
Yeah, time to switch it up a little bit.
We probably should have figured this out by now, Kyle.
Boy, we're dinking and dunking.
But yeah, we appreciate that a lot. You can, just like these folks that wrote in, you can do the same. Email us at comicsforfunandprofit@gmail.com with any of your questions, comments, gripes. We can't wait to hear what you have to say. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/comicsfunprofit or instagram.com/comicsforfunandprofit and facebook.com/comicsforfunandprofit. Obviously, I did the Twitter last, thinking that I could do the same handle for all of them, and not realizing there are character limitations in your name for Twitter, and had to shorten it a bit.
It's all right, sir. You are not into marketing. How would you have possibly known?
How would I have possibly known that ahead of time? So yeah, chime in. We love to hear from folks that listen to the show. Good, bad, or ugly. We don't mind. Bring it on.
Yep.
Hey, and now that we're back in our schedule, we have both an FOC and Hot 10 this week. So we're excited to get our show back where it belongs. So let's do that Hot 10 first.
All right. We are going to our good friends at comicbookinvest.com. They come out with a Hot 10 every Friday of the things that they notice are hot. And boy, they do some good work. So we are just going to, we're going to ride their tail because they do some really great research. So we like to look at what they've found. Their number 1 spot this week is Arana, Heart of the Spider #1, the Joe Quesada variant. Written by Fiona Avery with art by Roger Cruz. Riding the success of AF1, this variant was in the $10 to $20 range a couple weeks ago. Did have a 9.8 sold for $80. Raw copies have been on the rise and is now a $70 to $80 book. I have a feeling this one is still hanging out in a lot of back issue bins.
I missed this one entirely.
Yeah, so it's starting to rise, so we shall see, because any spider property seems to be speculation. Any female spider property, especially.
Yes.
At rank 2, we have Avengers Unplugged at number 5. Always a semi-key due to Monica Rambeau becoming Photon in this issue. But it also is a 99-cent book, meaning there are likely a lot of copies just hanging out there. And as such, kind of hovering around the $10 mark. With Rambeau showing up in the WandaVision trailer, copies of this rose over $30, and a 9.8 sold for $175. So that's cool. Did you see the WandaVision trailer?
No, not this one. I saw the original.
All right, so you have homework for next week.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that. At rank 3.
Thumbs up? You give it a thumbs up?
Weird. A weird up, whatever that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. At rank 3, Autumnal #1, Daniel Kraus, Chris Shahan. All 3 covers are selling well for this indie that dropped this week. Cover A has hit 20 to 25, which in this very early time for indies has some staying power, they think. Vault comic, if I remember. I'm trying to see. So that's
it's
cool.
a Vault. Yeah, it's Vault.
Drew, right up your alley at rank 4, Vision #1, Tom King's 2016 really cool epic. Of course, this is also because of the WandaVision trailer. If you didn't realize, which I didn't, this is now a $200 plus book for a 9.8 and is going for $60 raw, up from $150 for a 9.8 and $20 to $30. Why not? Every other female Marvel character is commanding super premiums. Why not Viv?
Yeah, I loved it, but I sold it at the $20 to $30 range and didn't hold on, assuming that was it.
There you go.
So, that happens to me a lot.
At rank 5, The Boys 24, of course, Garth Ennis's book there, was a $10 book, is now hitting $30 to $40. The Boys has been a critical darling and a fan favorite since it hit the small screen last year. Season 2 is getting even more praise. Can it keep it up? And they were talking about a spin-off to The Boys, which is more of a combination of the same off-wall superheroes and a college atmosphere. So I imagine that's the link to this issue 24.
Yeah, it looks like that looks like what it is, kind of like an Animal House for superheroes.
And number 6 is straight out of my mouth from a couple weeks ago. If you listen to me, you're ahead of the game. Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team #1, written by Cullen Bunn. This is an upcoming video game. Have you noticed a lot of comics based on video games are becoming quite collectible? I've been saying this a lot. Expect to pay over $15 to $20 for this Dark Horse title that honestly appears more readily available than you would expect. Check out what the pink variant sells for. Dang it, I didn't know there was a pink variant. Eric! At rank 7, we have the Hero Trade Ash Can. Last week it was $260. This week is it double that amount. As I said last week, not really sure what the big deal with this is, but apparently some are into it. And since we missed last week, we have no clue what he said.
Yes. So Matt Kent, we like him.
Yep.
Good
David
creator.
Latham on art.
I'm a big fan of David Latham. Put them together. It's be a sought after book, but this can't stay this hot, I would think.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but maybe. You never know.
At rank 8, we talked about it, but my traditionalist butt missed it because of my own can't get out of my way. Mega Man Fully Charged #1, second print, 1 in 25. Well, it looks like the later printings and incentive variants are now bleeding outside of Marvel. There can't be very many of these out there, and the sales of over 50 to 60 for this one in verified and near mint or even lower copies. So be prepared to fork out some cash for a near mint copy of this. I think it's an ugly interpretation of Mega Man, so I poo-pooed it, but dang it, it's worth money and I'm stupid.
Well, I mean, how would you have known? But a lot of these things are based on the look of the cover, and you look at the cover and you say, that's not my Mega Man.
My biggest way to spec is with my gut and the things that I think look cool other people do. So I hated the look of it, but boy, the rarity came by and kicked me in the head.
Yeah.
At rank 9, we have Spider-Man Noir #4, the Declan Shalvey 1 in 25 variant. Like issue #3 last month, this one is likely not at most LCS, which is causing the secondary market to pay over $50 for it. They are cool covers.
I think we paid $50, close to $50 for it at the publication date.
Yeah.
So that's really not a great deal.
Yeah. At rank 10, this is another one we talked about. We spec'd on Stillwater #1 by a good friend Chip Zdarsky, slowly rising from cover price last week on its release to now $10 to $15. That usually means it has good word of mouth, which is usually a nice sign of longevity. And honorable mentions, another one right up Drew's alley, Lady Killer #1 by the aforementioned Joelle Jones. So for the past few months, there have been very few sales, mainly in the $25 to $30 range. Then, this week, there have been multiple sales over $50. To top that off, the live listings are much higher than that $50 marks, and 9.8s are listed over $300. Does someone know something they haven't made public yet?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Optioned?
Very possible.
It would be a good show. I'd love to see it. I'd like to dust my copies off.
There you go.
Can't get rid of the one that she signed to me, but some of the others I could.
There you go. Absolutely. And in their little off-the-wall mentions, they have Wonder World Comics number 7. Will Eisner and some various artists writing this. Lou Fine doing the cover. A .5 incomplete copy sold this week for almost $3,000. The last copy to have sold was a year ago, when a 1.5 complete sold for slightly more than $3,750. Can you imagine how happy the person is that bought a 5.5 copy just 8 years ago for only $2,600?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah. Just a rare old book.
Books that nobody else has, that you're going to be one of a handful of people.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Drew.
That's great. It's great to be back looking at the Hot 10 again. Let's do some FOC.
FOC. We are on time for FOC. Another thing that I screwed up with my changing of the times last week. So, of course, FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our new way of making sure we get things on our list, in our pull box, and ready to go. We get kind of one last bite at the apple. We get to see some last-second art. We get to grab some of the things that are hot at the last second, make some changes to our order, or in Drew's case, this is the first time we're ordering a lot of things. We get ours directly hot off the presses from Eric at Cowabunga Comics. He curtails us an amazing FOC every Friday evening. Our DC titles are due by 6 o'clock on Sunday, and then the rest of the publications due by 6 o'clock on Monday to make sure that we guarantee we get those in our hot little pull boxes when they come out. So Drew and I are going to go through and see what we can find in it, but Eric also curtails a few items that he sees a lot of motion on. And the first one he wants to talk about is Batman 101 Cover B, the Matina cardstock variant. It is a nice looking cover.
And we've had some good feedback for Eric to, the people that have been so happy that they have the FOC list come into their boxes. They've been able to get stuff that, like the Justice League 25 that got hot and blew out, and they didn't, and that they couldn't get that, or the Suicide Squad number 9 that just got hot because of the death in the issue. They're able to. They're sold out at their stores, but they're able to FOC a printing from Eric and keep their collection semi-intact.
100%.
And folks appreciate the ability to do that. And man, I remember we struggled. Mm-hmm. We struggled with previous LCSs trying to get them to understand FOC, and it's due soon. You've got to be more responsive. You've got to submit this order, and I want this, and I'm giving you this information ahead of time, and not being able to get the stuff, and how frustrating that was. So it's just so nice to have that. And for those of you who've always had that with your LCS, hats off to you, man.
Yeah.
But I never have, and so it's really been nice and very convenient, and there's really no reason for me not to be able to capitalize on things, except for cheapness and stupidity.
There you go. Things that we struggle with our whole lives. So the next thing on the list, Batman the Three Jokers number 3. There is the Cover B Jason Fabok Red Hood variant. Boy, I love the Red Hood variant. That is awesome. There has been some really cool covers with these Batman Three Jokers covers. Even I love the little shark puppet second print that we got a bite of last week or the week before. I can't remember which one.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Yep. Another one from IDW. We have Love and Capes, the trade paperback Family Way. Tom Zoller writing this. Looks like a nice little all-agey story there that you can get the trade paperback. With the discount, you can take that home for less than $13. And we have, from our good friends at Image, a number 1 Scumbag. Number 1 La Rosa and DeCiso cover A. Rick Remender book here. And with a Louis La Rosa cover.
I have read the preview pages for this book. The art looks amazing. Rick Remender can team up with some heck of great artists, and this is going to be really fun, I think.
There you go. Fantastic Four number 25. We get an awesome Art Germ variant where Art Germ is taking a stab at Dr. Doom on the front, and boy, it looks great. So an amazing Marvel cover, and not one but two, because also from our friends at Marvel, we get the Spider-Woman #5 Peach Momoko variant for cover price, $2.99. Can't beat that.
You love that.
Yeah. From Boom Studios, we have Something is Killing the Children, #11, and there is a Jenny Frison variant. Takes me very much back to, what was that series that she did the cover bees on? The Wisconsin series. Where
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Looks straight out of those covers. Boy, I love that series. Why am I blanking on it? Dang it.
Well, it's over. And then Tim Seeley wrote it.
Yep.
And yep. It was really good.
Really good. I loved it.
And it's gone. It's out of my head too. Been gone too long.
I've moved on. And the final one from Archie Comics, Madam Satan one shot, Chilling Sabrina #1, cover B, Robert Hack variant. An old looking classic cover on that one. But let's not take Eric's word for it. Let's dive in and see if we can find anything in the FOC. And let's start with our good friends in the DC section.
What's that? Did you already look at that Matina?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sharp. That's pretty sharp.
Yep. And the premium variant G Killing Joke Hawaiian shirt camera. So it's just like the Killing Joke cover. That is awesome.
Where am I looking? What is that?
3 Jokers #3 Killing Joke Hawaiian shirt and camera.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That might move.
Yeah.
That might move. Is it worth $4 to give it a shot, to roll the dice?
I think so. Looks like our friends at Cowabunga, there's a minimum order on some of these premium variants that your LCSs are going to have to order at least 50 copies. So if you have a small LCS, they may not be jumping in the deep waters for the premium variants. And you may have to do the stuff from our friends at Cowabunga or a larger retailer. Wow, we get an endgame Mohawk too. That's awesome.
Yeah, these are really nice. Mm-hmm. Is Fabok doing all these?
It looks like Fabok is on every single one. Yep.
Yeah, these are pretty great. We'll have to touch base with Eric to see if he is participating.
They are. I mean, if they're offering him for a price, he's usually already made the decision that he's jumping at least in for 50.
He's going to do 50 each then. Okay.
So, boy, that cover G is going to fly because that thing is awesome. That homage.
You think that's the one? I was going to go with the stand-up comedian one.
Stand-up comedian, but my money is on the Killing Joke homage because as a person who has a copy of Killing Joke, boy, do I want that one. Yeah,
I know what you're saying. There's been so many printings of that, though.
100%.
I'm on the fence. Something new and special like that stand-up comedian is pretty great. Mm-hmm. I might have to get that.
There you go. Or, if you're like you and I, why not both? Let's get one for fun, and let's get one for profit.
That's for you, Joe.
That's awesome. And since I'm not allowed to talk about it, but if we do look at the 101, we have a 1 in 25 Grifter cover. So our good friend Joelle Jones on the cover A.
You're allowed to talk about anything. You're not allowed to pick a 1 in 25 or 1 in 50 or a 1 in 100 as your pick of the week. Okay? Mm-hmm. You can talk about them throughout this process and through the picks process. You can't pick a 1 in 25, a 1 in 50, a 1 in 100, a 1 in 1,000 as your pick.
I mean, I'm not going to go so deep as a 1 in 1,000, but you know.
What's the difference? They're so different.
Anyways, Catwoman cover B. I'm giving Frison the W on this one over your girl Joelle.
Yeah, I didn't like her cover that much. Yeah. Too murky. Wasn't great.
There's been a lot of heat on the first Robin King, and now the Robin King has his own Dark Knight's Death Metal series.
Of course.
Go ahead.
No, of course they they cash in on this stuff as soon as they can.
Uh-huh.
I bet they did not have this planned.
There you go. Apparently from Riley Rossmo's art, he didn't either, because I'm not necessarily a fan of his art style.
Yeah, this is... people like this. Make a comic about it. Go.
Yeah. But the 1 in 25, get it.
You think so?
Yeah, look at that thing, dude. That's crazy.
That is pretty. Is that a Jesus cross of thorns?
Crown of thorns?
Crown of thorns?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I always got to take a look at the Nightwing cover B. That looks pretty good.
No, Drew, you've gone too far. Because for our good friends at Teen Titans, Peach Momoko is rocking the cover B. Oh, that's actually under yours, so never mind.
Well, I'm going alphabetically, but I don't have to.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I've just stopped looking at Nightwing because they've just done nothing.
You still
but
dig this
disappoint
Peach
me.
Momoko person?
Yeah.
You still like that?
Yes.
Oh, I do not like that at all.
I like that a lot better than either Nightwing cover.
I don't know. Is it the pastels? Because not a lot of people use pastels. Is that what stands out to you?
Correct.
I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. It's okay art, but it's nothing special.
I think it's great.
I'm selling mine as soon as it comes in. I'm dumping it. I don't think it's long for. If there's any heat left, I don't. No.
There you go. Anything else in DC, sir?
I think that's it.
All right. Starting with our first Dark Horse, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Song of Glory #1. Assassin's Creed Valhalla being the new Assassin's Creed coming out here in the next couple months. More of a Viking theme on this one. Norway, mid-9th century. The Assassin's Creed typically don't do great.
No.
But there's been some heat on some video game titles, so...
Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Because it's usually... Isn't it usually, like, the first time we've taken this video game property and adapted it?
Correct.
That's when the heat comes?
Correct.
Not like the 50th time.
Correct.
I don't think.
Correct. We also have the hardcover for Dying is Easy from our good friend Joe Hill. That is about the murdering in the backstage and the stand-up comedy turned serial killer Sid.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
pretty good price. You can get that hardcover. Hope that's IDW. I've moved out of Dark Horse already.
That's fine. And probably right into Image.
Mm-hmm.
And take a look. We got a Lazarus sighting. So the quarterly Lazarus is now out. This is probably the first one we've got since, January, February-ish, yeah. I'm guessing.
And this is the Lazarus Arisen series, yeah.
And it's actually a little delayed as well. So, yeah, it's been a long time. It's probably been 6 months for this quarterly. And, and it's usually like just a double size issue, maybe a double size and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Not much more than that. So it's really tough to keep up with what's going on in the story. But I am still reading, and I will continue to, even though I complain.
Yeah. We also have a Rat Queens sighting with Rat Queens 22. A resolicit, so that's also been delayed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And we've got a new art team. Moritat and Casey Silver.
On what is that now?
Rat Queens 22.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been forever for that one as well.
Yeah.
I gotta look at the Biden-Harris cover for Savage Dragon.
He always does his lefty covers. He's had one every year.
Oh, really? I've not.
4
I don't
years.
think I've ever seen one before.
Oh, you didn't have the one
cool.
where he punched Bush in the face, and the one with him and the Obama one. Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Eric.
Good for him.
Eric Larson. You kind of know where he stands.
We go down into Marvel. We've got
Sorry,
the 50th.
Scumbag #1 has a ton of covers in Image, even going so far as the 100 copy incentives.
Yeah.
For a lot of things in Image. So Image trying to go super deep with their ratio variant for Scumbag, hoping this Rick Remender book sells quite a bit. And I know a lot of stores that will not go 100 deep on an Image book.
Yeah, that's true. What's the difference between a 1 in 10 and a 10 copy incentive?
I think you have to order at least 10 to unlock it, and then order as many as you want. Whereas a 10 copy, where a 1 in 10 is for every 10 you get one.
Ah, gotcha.
But don't quote me on that.
That makes perfect sense.
And Stillwater #2 from our good friend Zdarsky. We talked about the Heat on 1. #2 is available on FOC if you want to run out, snag that, and make sure you have #2 sitting in a pull box. And down to Marvel.
Yeah, so the 50th issue of Amazing Spider-Man, they'll make a big deal about it, but they didn't jack it up to $9, so that was very, very restraint of them. I was very surprised they didn't do that, but it's still 50th issue. They always kind of do something on the 50s and the 25s to make it something special.
Yeah.
We've got Chip still writing Daredevil. I was thinking he was going to go off that pretty soon, but Spider-Man and Daredevil are on the cover. When they're together in a book, it usually crackles pretty well. So this would be a good one to read.
And they're good old timeless.
Yeah, and he would definitely be a good one to have a timeless cover on. I think that's pretty cool.
Nightcrawler timeless. Wow. Nightcrawler getting a timeless.
Black Bolt got a timeless.
Yeah.
Take your time. You'll get there, Alex Ross. You know where we need to go.
Guardians of the Galaxy 7 with a nice little Fortnite cover. That's one my son will want.
Read that first Iron Man issue, their relaunch. It felt like old school Iron Man, pretty accessible book. If you hadn't been reading it or you dropped off for any reason, you can definitely pick up that issue #1 and check out what the status quo for Iron Man is now. Of course, it's Tony again, and no longer with Stark Industries, and it was a really good issue. I think it's worth checking out.
This is the second or third time I've seen this, I think, with Marvel, whereas for like Spider-Woman #5, we have the Art Germ black costume variant. It looks like we're simply taking the Art Germ that he did and just recoloring her suit and releasing it as a new cover. Kind of lazy.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a Peach Momoko that we talked about before.
You like that one?
Not bad. And Spider-Man Timeless Virgins, Spider-Woman. It's listed wrong. Yeah, there it is. Up the very top. Oh, there we go. Spider-Woman Timeless. Very good Alex Ross stuff right there.
Nothing special in the Star Wars, at least not to me.
You're not looking for this Zuckuss action figure variant?
No.
We're not being given these action figure variants until FOC, so it's hard to order because there was one available for for the last Bounty Hunters book, but I just never know who's on it. So I've been waiting on all those to see if I want to order them until we get to FOC.
Oh, yeah. I do think the cover A is not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. True Believers, Black Widow, Taskmaster, Dark Star, and Avengers. Taskmaster might not be a bad one to get if you can't get it on your own. Drew, are you into this Werewolf by Night redo?
I'm really excited about issue 32, which is the first appearance of Moon Knight.
There you
go.
Does it sweeten the pot if I tell you that this is written by Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas?
No, that does not. That does not help at all.
And Benjamin Jackendoff?
I probably won't even read it now. If I hadn't known it, I might have sampled it. Now that I know that, I'm guessing it's going to be garbage. But maybe I should at least read it. So withhold my judgment. I can't imagine it's going to be any good.
Boy,
he's not a good rapper.
You don't like right? Taboo's not your favorite of the Black Eyed Peas?
No, he's my least favorite P.
They have softened Werewolf by Night quite a bit. If you look at the Virigi last cover, that's just a friendly werewolf there. I'm not afraid of him at all. I would invite him to a barbecue. He just looks like a scruffy dog who needs pet.
I was checking out what's going on in Venom. I haven't been reading it, but now they're talking about Venom Beyond, so that's a thing.
Yeah, Venom with a Fortnite cover. No, too bad. Poor llama. All right, that's all the Marvel I got in my thing, and heading on down to Boom. We got a 100-copy incentive for Something Is Killing the Children 11.
Wow, that's crazy. Is this the last issue? I mean, why else would we do this, right?
Money.
Yeah.
Wow, there's something about this Jenny Frison cover in this 25-copy incentive that's in all ivory that's really nice.
Yeah.
That's a really good.
Worth $40?
Yes.
Okay.
We only find them when they're dead, #1, going to a 4th print.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And that's all I got.
Well, there's Sasquatch in Love from Action Lab. You know, that's first issue. You know, you want to go deep on that one.
There you go.
Zombie Tramp makes it to issue 75.
I remember when that thing came out, so good on it for continuing to put those out with very good regularity.
And somebody must be enjoying it. So that's cool.
A lot of zombies and a lot of tramps. But that is all for the FOC for us, so don't take our word for it. Dig through, find yourself some books, look at some art, and make sure you aren't chasing these books on the secondary market.
Well, then let's slide over to our good friends at Cover Price and see what they've found on eBay that's selling hot this week. Do you want to do the top 10 or the bottom 10?
I will start us. Undone by Blood, #1 from Aftershock. I love a good hot Aftershock book because I have been buying nothing but Aftershock for quite a while. As we already mentioned, Aftershock Comics is getting a TV deal with Norman Reedus production company, Big Bad Bald Productions, which helped this first issue to take the #1 spot this week. It sold 35 copies. This is a 7-day trend of up 569%, and a high sale of $30 for a raw copy. At rank 2, we had X-Men number 12, this issue, which featured the first appearance of the Summoners, Iska the Unbeaten, the White Sword, and the first cover appearance of the High Executioner. Sold 50 copies, 7-day trend up 242, and a high sale of $20 for raw copies. This we mentioned earlier in the Amazing Fantasy number 1. We mentioned it as AF1 when we talked about it through our CBSI friends. The first appearance of Arana sold 49 copies, 200% up, and $240 for CGC 9.8. This is a 2004 book. Avengers number 8 from 1964. You got these laying around, Drew?
No.
Now, speculation is spreading that Kang the Conqueror may be the potential villain for Ant-Man 3. That gave a very nice boost to the sales of Kang's first appearance at Avengers 8 in 1964. Now, Kang has a very complicated history and several various takes. For now, collectors are sticking with this as his first. Sold 29 copies, $1,499 for CGC 7.5. We have more of the Undone by Blood, number 1. This is the Robinson variant. It was announced the same thing. $65 for a raw on this. We talked again about Arana, Heart of the Spider, number 1 from 2005. Unconfirmed rumors of Arana will be the Spider-Woman in Olivia Wilde's Secret Spider-Woman project at Sony. Made this 2004 AF1 book, and then this one shoot up. 24 copies moved, high sale of $22.50 for a raw, and the variant hit a huge high of $112 for a raw. At rank 7, we have Amazing Spider-Man 365. First appearance of Spider-Man 2099 is picking up again. Both sales and prices are increases. Granted, the recent newsstand 9.8 sale of $1,225 definitely had a hand in lighting this thing on fire. 36 copies, $224.50 for a CGC 9.8. And these guys cheated. They put Batman 99 1 in 25 Nightwing variant on here. $40 for raw. At rank 9, Miles Morales.
No, wait a minute.
Spider-Man number 6.
What wasn't that selling for more than that?
I would think.
Yeah. That's silly. Okay.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 6 from 2019. This is considered the first full appearance of Starling, the Vulture's granddaughter. Now, there's plenty to debate with this or issue 5 being the actual first appearance. At the end of issue 5, she has a big splash page with dialogue that includes her Starling name. This closely mirrors the age-old Hulk 180 versus Hulk 181, where Wolverine has the same appearance at the end of 180. Regardless, she's hot right now, and the market is favoring issue 6. 19 copies, $200 for a 9.8. Strange Academy number 1, still hot, still up, $208 for 9.8.
We have Savage She-Hulk number 1 from 1980, heating up again now that we know that Tatiana Maslany is going to be the lead role in this series. She's pretty awesome actress, so heavy hitter getting this role. I think it's going to do really well. And it was a $745 for a 9.8, and I know I got one around here somewhere. Got to get that sucker pressed and sent off.
There you go.
Moon Knight number 1. Well, we've heard news. Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and WandaVision now. We just need to know Moon Knight. Moon Knight was one of the earliest announced titles at San Diego Comic-Con in 2018, which sent this first issue into the high price it is now. It sold 18 copies, had a 7-day trend of 147%, and had a high sale of $350 for a CGC 9.8. Better press that bad boy too. Dark Knight, Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knights number 1, dipping in sales. His first Robin King sold 26 copies, $91 for a CGC 9.8. Ultimate Fallout 4, more miles, doing well still at 14. Spawn number 1 at 15, still selling well, $150 for a CGC 9.8. Ultimate Fallout 4, more miles. Batman 92, first Punchline, still selling well, $150 for a CGC 9.8. Amazing Spider-Man 361. That's first Carnage. High sale of $484 for a 9.8. My God. Quarter bins, Kyle. Quarter bins. Amazing 363. More Carnage. This is a high sale of $85 for a 9.8. Amazing Spider-Man #1 from 2014. This had a cameo appearance of Cindy Moon's leg, arm, and top of head in silhouette. This issue was mostly ignored until the recent Sony news. It sold 15 copies. There are a million of these out there.
I could have got a CGC 9.8 of this for like $11, and I just didn't care.
Yeah. So a 9.8 sold for $179.99. But yeah, you could have got those pretty cheap.
Jeez.
A lot of good stuff, though. I believe it's time. It's now time for the all-important sneak peek at next week.
And we're going to start our sneak peek at next week at our good friends UCS, where we start with our DC titles. So we go to UCS Comic Distributors.com/new releases. That pulls us to the current week, which is releasing 9/29, and we start somewhere.
UCS, yes, we started UCS, right?
Yep, and I'm skipping down to the Batman 3 Jokers.
Man, there's so much good stuff here. Oh yeah, those are those. Oh man, just glorious Jason Fabok covers. Batgirl's great too, man.
Batgirl's pretty, but my money is on one of the premiums again, and the Behind Bars is pretty cool. Death of the Family.
And I don't know that Eric and Cowabunga did the premiums.
I'm sure they did. I don't know that they did them. I don't remember seeing the term premium on a FOC, so maybe they just offered them but didn't have the information about their premium status necessarily.
Maybe. I don't remember seeing these, but maybe. Do you remember seeing that top hat one?
I don't.
Yeah, I did.
But like I said, I remember seeing the makeup one.
Yes. There's your Captain Carrot 1 in 25.
That is cool. Arthur Adams.
That's for Dark Knight's Death Metal Multiverses in #1.
Dan Mora with Red Hood and the Outlaws, 49, cover A. That is a nice cover. And so is the Philip Tan. Dang, cover B's awesome too.
What's the deal with the Legion of Superheroes cover A by Ryan Sook?
Looks like it's a collection of other covers.
From other comics? It's interesting.
That is pretty rad.
The Robin Eisenberg Rooster Teeth variant for Wonder Woman 84. She's got some mom jeans on. I like it.
Interesting.
A lot of cool stuff. You could spend a lot of money in DC if you wanted to. Be easy to.
I like the Wonder Woman 763 Joshua Middleton card stack. I think it's a really striking
very
cover.
nice. Yes.
But other than that, not a ton available.
Yeah.
In DC. Just a few things. So let's head on over to our friends at Previews World. Find September the 30th and start in Image.
I remember commenting on this Department of Truth B cover by Jenny Frison. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Very striking. The cover A is okay, too. There's nothing wrong with it. But I really liked the cover B.
Yeah. Cover B is awesome.
And, of course, we get our Ice Cream Man third printing, the Lorax. We're excited about that one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if it outpaces the second printing, which outpaced the first issue of Ice Cream Man.
Mm-hmm. Who do we got on 310 for Spawn? We still have Cowboy Spawn, as I call him, but that's not his name.
Gunslinger
Spawn on cover A. And McFarlane. Oh, we got that's right. This is the one where we were. Yeah. We were offered the 3-pack on these.
I think, or 4-pack, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 4-pack. So the cover B has a 1 in 5 or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Down to Dark Horse.
Ooh. A new Stranger Things coming out.
Castlevania swag has nothing to do with comics, but I love Castlevania. IDW.
There's that Best of Raphael that I really liked as well. I really like red covers, I guess.
That is awesome. Did I order that? We talked about it.
We talked about it, and I don't know if you were in for a penny or in for a pound on all of them. Or no, I can't remember.
Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars #5. It's a nice cover. General Grievous on the cover.
I just don't understand how. I'm in Marvel, by the way.
Ghost Rider gets a timeless.
Yeah, Ghost Rider gets a timeless, and it's Moon Knight's on the cover of the Avengers, and they can't give Moon Knight the timeless cover. Makes no sense. You better get one. I'm starting to get worried now.
The Avengers 36 Heroes at Home variant. Our boy Black Panther. Make sure everybody knows that he always has a mask on.
That's great. Here's the Shang-Chi that I was excited about as well.
Yep. What's your favorite Shang-Chi cover?
I went with just the A. I like just the A, but
there you go.
There's a lot of good ones.
There are. Strange Academy 1 having a 4th print now.
Now, what's the Academy book over at DC that's doing so well?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Both of these are doing pretty well.
Angel getting a timeless variant on X Factor #4. Now I'm just rubbing it in.
Man.
And moving on from our friends at Marvel, I don't see any deep Thor covers or deep Venom covers.
Yeah. Third prints down in Boom for Wind, and we only find them when they're dead. And Something is Killing Children face mask. You know? I think they should do more of these.
That is cool. I need a price on that.
I don't know what they call those, but or what they cost, but I think they should do more of these.
Price on that.
Keep them under $10, and I think you'll sell a ton of them.
Heck yeah, I want that. That's so cool. And we know that we only find them when they're dead. Third print will sell out because we've already seen a 4th print on our FOC.
Yes.
down to our smaller publishers.
Yeah, not having much luck down here. Nothing really stood out to me. Maybe the Tales of Terror Quarterly Hellfire, but that's a Zenoscope book. We don't have much luck with them.
Didn't care about Possessed. Year 05, the finale of the first Year Zero that we know is going to a second volume because it was just in our September solicit. So finish out Year Zero there. But other than that, I got nothing else. Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's your one book to make sure you pick up and don't skip going to your LCS this week, sir?
Man, I'm struggling. I've got 3, and I'll be repeating myself on a couple of them if I hit them again. But I think I gotta do that Ice Cream Man.
100%. Ice Cream Man number 20, the third print. And I am going with Department of Truth, and I am following my brother to places I don't always go. And I'm
B cover?
You know what? I'm switching up. I'm going A. I'm staying A.
You're going to go A.
A has gotten me here, and A shall deliver me.
You are who you are because of cover A.
This is true.
It's James Tinian, right?
Yep.
Is that who's doing the writing on that? He's heating up, isn't he?
He is writing some characters that people seem to care about. All right, Drew, this is the end of the podcast. We thank you guys for tagging along with Drew and myself as we come through all the comics coming out for issue number 592 of our podcast. Be part of the podcast. Write us on any of the Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, Gmails. Be part of the podcast. Tell us if we missed something that was some gold this week and you can't figure out why we did not pick it, or if you agree with ours. Pat us on the back. We always love that kind of thing. We thank you so much for joining us. For Drew and for myself, see you.